All right, good day, everyone. You're welcome to our last class in this bootcamp. So let's do one or two revisions before we get into class properly. So I have a file. The name of the file is jborg. Okay. I want a new owner, Eddie, and I want a new group access train 5. Who is giving us the command? Who is giving us the command? Where are our Linux ninjas? Today is the last day. You guys are no longer new to Linux. I'm sure you guys should now be chewing Linux command like food. So let's change the ownership of the file jborg from EC2, who is the current owner, to Eddie, and the group access currently is train5 is our EC2 user. Let's change it to train5 in just one line of command. Who is helping us? Who is helping us? Tune switch R Eddie train file name. Mo another 5 choco points for you. I wish you camp sales. DevOps bootcamp tuition fee, but I have to find out from my boss. All right. So tune change ownership switch R Eddie train 5 jborg. No such file or directory as train5. Did anybody see my error? There is no space here. Operation not permitted. So what do we do? Sudo. Okay. And then this time if we list, we now have Eddie, the owner of jborg, and train5 members have access to the file jborg. So look at this line. What kind of permission does the members of train5 have over jborg? What kind of permission does the members of train5 have over jborg? Read only. Welcome back, Stanley. Good to see you. All right. Read only. Read only. So how about we allow members of train5 to be able to read and write into jborg? Thank you, Sanusi. How about we allowing members of train5 to be able to read and write into jborg? Who's giving us the command? All right. Wissam, why are you giving us short commands? Wissam says we should use, let me clear. Please give us full commands. Wissam wants us to use chmod 664 jborg. I don't know if that's going to work. All right. Wissam, if you break our system, the rest of the class is coming for you. So let's do this. Okay. This should be jborg. Operations not permitted. Okay. So what have we list? Right. So 5 choco points for Bisam, even though Bisam did not give us the full command. All right. So is there any command you've been trying to practice that is not working? Did anybody see the Delhi file? There's a file here, Delhi. Did you see it? If you do, how do I know that plus? What command do I use to find out what's in that plus? What command do I use to find out what is in that plus? Work with me, class. What command do I know? Do I use? This response is not as fast as we expected. Thank you, Joseph. You're welcome. All right. By the way, who is new in class today? If you are new in this class, do you want to give us a thumbs up or a yes? Okay. Don't be shy. Let us know if it's your first time. Thank you, Sanusi. Get FACO, get file access control lists. All right. Did we do get FACO in our last class? Did we do get file access control list? Thank you, Patrick. Thank you, Henry. Thank you, Ayo and Bisam. Did we also do set FACO, set file access control list in our last class? Yes, we did. So why did it take us time? Oh, read dev. Sorry about that. I hope you were able to watch the class videos. Okay. Okay, so if we run get file access control list for Delhi, so we're able to see what's happening. Okay, so how about we say that the user Eddie co-own the file, see me. No, not the file this time. The folder. No, let's not do it. Let's just maintain oh yeah, folder or even file. Okay. What would the command look like? Oh, you don't know where to get the past videos is on our YouTube. Okay. I think you should, don't worry, remind me at the end of class. I'll give us the links to past class videos, the 3 classes. We're trying to put everything in a playlist so you can have all of them together on YouTube. So I'm looking for the command to make Eddie co-own the file, the directory, see me. Who is giving us that? It's quite a long. All right, I see again, you have not, you have about 1 month before the DevOps bootcamp, so you can cover up. It's a long command. I'll do my part so that you guys can finish up. Set FACL. I've done my part, so who's helping us do the rest? Are you saying you guys have not been watching the class videos, and while you watch, you've not been keeping notes? Wissam, thank you. Wissam, thank you. Set file access control list, U for the user, then colon the username, then colon what permission are we giving the user? Let's give the user read and write permission as well, and then the directory root home EC2 user. Okay, so if I run get FACL, see me right now, you see that Eddie is now a co-owner, and Eddie have read and write permission over the folder CME. There is a group here. The group name is Train 5. Let us make members of Train 5 have co-access to the folder CME. So with similarly, while you came late to your own party, can you imagine? But then, good attempt. All right. So because it is your party, similarly, I decided to give Simi all the permissions. What a wow. All right, that's not bad. Now let us give Train 5 members co-access to the folder Simi. Okay, the first one we did was for users. Why don't we give co-access to the folder Simi? Who is doing that for us? Is anyone doing that for us? This should not be, it shouldn't take time. Okay, you just need to amend one or two things. The command is the same. Instead of G instead of U, and we specify the name of the group. Excellent. We sum another choco points, 5 choco points for you. Similarly, I sanction you to go and start the bootcamp videos from the beginning. These commands you are giving me, I'm not comfortable. So this is my judgment. You go begin from the beginning. All right. From the beginning, and start again. And this time, you just ensure you keep notes and you write things down. Okay. In those early days, I have notes. Right from grad school, I have notes. I write commands down. I understand them. I write them there. Okay. And the more I use these commands, the more I know about them. Okay, so what will be the name? Train 5. Okay, so if I list, look at, no, not listing. You just need to do get FACL. See me right now. And that's it. So guys, today let's talk about packages. Let's talk about packages. Is it this class? Have we learned packages here? Stanley, I've come again. I've cleared my screen, sir. Have we talked about packages? Yum, apt-get, dpkg, RPM, switch query all? No, all right. Packages and installation. So if I want to install, oh, excellent, we've done that. So that means we've almost covered what we need to do. And that means we have good time to learn even things we didn't intend to teach. Excellent. So I want to install unzip. What would the command look like? What would the command look like? I want to install unzip. Oh, Henry. Henry, I sentence you, you and Simi. I sentence you to 2 class videos. Go and watch again. Guys, please get it well. I want to install. Unzip is a service. I want to install it. Unzip. Aha, yeah. Excellent. So sudo yum no. Look at my screen. I didn't tell you intentionally. I didn't tell you that I've changed screen from Amazon Linux to Ubuntu. So yum will not work. For those that paid attention, thank you. Thank you. It is apt. Excellent. So I've been asked to come and run this sudo apt or apt-get install your unzip switch y space switch y. So what do we use unzip for? If you zip a file, you need to unzip it. The command is unzip the name of that file. Okay. It is different from when you tar a file. All right. Did I show you how to use wget? If we've done installation, I'm not sure. So we've used yum, we've used apt. Did we see how to use wget? All right. So remember we said that there are two. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. So let us listen now. Let us listen and pay attention. There are two major package managers in Linux. There are other ones, okay? But two major package managers in Linux: Red Hat Package Manager RPM and Debian Package Manager, okay? If you want to install anything using for a distribution of Linux under the Red Hat, the installer command is yum. If it is under Debian, the installer command is apt, or you say apt-get. All right. But if what you want to install is not in the library of these package managers, all right, it is in the manager's library, which we call repository in Linux. Okay. If the package you want to install is not available in yum for Red Hat managed distributions, is not available in apt-get for Debian managed distributions, then you will need to use wget, or you use the call command. Wget or call command. Okay. So let me give you an hindsight into DevOps. There is this tool, Tomcat, which we're going to be using to stage our web application when we get to DevOps. We need to either install Tomcat on our bare metal server, or we need to pull the latest image of Tomcat from Docker Hub into Docker on our server. If we're pulling it from Docker Hub, we don't have any problem. It's available on Docker Hub. But if we want to install it directly on the bare server, then we have to go and take it from Tomcat's library, Apache's library. So I'm going there now. Can you all see my browser, guys? Can you see my Amazon AWS management console? All right, thank you. So let me see. I'm going to Apache Tomcat. Look at it, tomcat.apache.org. Let's say I want to install Tomcat 10. Okay. If it is the zip file that I am copying, right, then I will have to right click and I'll say copy link address. I'll return to my computer, to my terminal. Uh-oh, this one does not understand. Let's quickly form an alias for that so that we do not offend Stanley. Clear. All right, so let's clear. So if I paste this here, okay, and I run wget this command, it has downloaded that folder or that file into our system. All right, just follow the class, Anthony. All right, so it has downloaded that file into our machine. Okay, the next thing we want to do is to what? To unzip that file so that we can begin to work with it. Then you can now run the command unzip this. All right, so if I clear screen and I list this file, we unzipped it. This is now the directory. Okay, we will do other things with it, with like cd into the directory. Okay, and then if I cd into bin, I list, I can now start this Tomcat. Okay, this is a shell script. Okay, so I can say startup dot sh. Okay, then I'll start it. Permission denied. What if I try sudo? Right. Permission not found. Let us remove start. Start up sh not found. So that's not the problem actually. What I needed to show us here, when we get into DevOps, I'll tell us about the problem why we are not able to start it. What I needed to show us here is that one, the unzip command is readily available on some distributions of Linux, while it is not on other distributions of Linux. All right, so I can see my tech guys giving me beautiful ideas. I need to make that file executable. Yes, you're correct. Okay, so let's move on. Wget is the command to install if to bring in an installation file from third-party repositories into your Linux machine. Okay, we can also use call, especially when you use call switch capital O. Call switch capital O will download the file into your local machine as long as you are connected to the internet. All right. So I remember in our last class, we only installed HTTPD on RPM and we installed Apache on Debian. Okay. But I did not show you how we can start it and how we can even browse for it. So let me clear screen. First, I want to be sure if there is Apache 2 on this Linux machine. Let me return to our home directory. So to confirm if there is a particular service on your Linux machine, If it is a distro that is managed by, if it is a distro that is managed by Debian, then the command is Debian package pkg switch lists. Okay, Aria, what is the difference between using wget and call, and which is recommended for daily work? Okay, wget is recommended for daily work. Call do other things apart from wget. Okay, call helps you to view the whole content of a website. All right, if you run call, then a website link, it shows you the whole content. Okay, if you run call with switch capital O, it downloads a file from a web server. If you run call with flag lowercase o, and you put a file name, it will download that file from the web server and change the name to the file name you give to it. Okay. However, let us just follow our class train like this. So on this Debian server, I want to know if Apache 2 is installed. So I'll run Debian package, Debian package switch L. If I stop here, then it's going to make a list of all the things available on this system. Can you see line 1 to 40? But then we don't want to do that. So what do you think we can do? We just want to see, we want to filter from what we've been learning so far. What do you think we'll do? Beautiful. We use grep Apache 2. Instead of going to look one by one, we say grep Apache 2. It returned nothing. What does that mean? It returned nothing. What does that mean? It means it's not available. Someone is asking what grep is being used for. Please refer to the first and second service. Did I say service? Permit me, please pardon me. Refer to the first and second videos. All right. So it means that Apache is not available. So let's go install Apache 2. Sudo apt install Apache 2 switch Y. All right. So can we run that command again? Now we have Apache 2. What is Apache 2 on this particular server? This server here is the server here is EC2. So it's going to be what? Sudo apt sudo yum install httpd switch Y. Has been installed. So how do you confirm on a Red Hat managed distro if a service is installed or not? You go ahead and run rpm switch query not equals to flag query or pipe and grep for httpd, and that's it. Okay, so that is how to confirm and how to do simple installation. Okay, so now that we've installed the web server, httpd here, Apache 2 here, can we go browse our and let us see? So the one that is Debian, that is Ubuntu. I'm going to copy and then I'll put our web's IP address here, and boom, this server is now a static website. If it were to be in Linux, I can go and create a simple A record for it on Route 53, and I'll put www.mobantechnologies.com. All right. But we're not doing that. I just want to show you. However, if you guys copy, if you have installed Apache 2 on your Ubuntu server, or you have installed HTTPD on your Amazon Linux server, and then you go ahead to browse for this, you will not be able to. So let me show you quickly how you can browse for it. All right. First, you need to, if it were to be Ubuntu, you will not need to start the web service. The moment you install it, it is started automatically. But then you still need to confirm. How do you do that? Systemctl status Apache 2. Can you see? It says it is active and it is running. Let's come to RPM and let's run systemctl status httpd. But it says inactive and it is dead. So here we have to start it. The same command, but this one is not going to be start. You might want to use sudo. Okay, httpd. Okay, if you now run, if you check the status, it is also now running. All right. Okay, thank you. You want us to enable so that we can enable symlink for it. Enable. Okay. Access denied. What do you now do? Sudo. Okay, so we've created a symlink for it. Now, when you've started the web service, you need to go and check on your instance the security group you're using for these web services. Does those security group allow port 80? Port 80 is the port for HTTP. Okay, so let us come here to security group. Look at the security group I'm using for both servers. Click on it. And then you scroll down. I'm seeing your questions. I just don't want us to derail too much. Okay, I will answer them together. All right. So, okay, look at it on your own security group. The inbound rule you likely have is only port 22 SSH. Let me quickly edit this and let me remove HTTP and save. This is what you likely have here, except for those who know about this before now. But for our new entrants, what I'm only showing us so far is that you allow port 22, which is for SSH. Okay, but with this only, without allowing port 80, which is HTTP, if you browse for your web server, you will not be able to, except if that server is on another port like port 443, which is HTTPS, secured hypertext transfer protocol. Okay, but right now it's just going to be rolling and rolling and rolling. Okay, however, if you edit inbound rules here and then you add rule, drop down this rule type to HTTP, The protocol and the port range automatically populated because universally it is known that the port for HTTP is 22. The custom, let it be from anywhere. When we get into AWS, we'll tell you about CIDR blocks, okay? So for now, let it be, when you see 0.0.0.0 CIDR/0, it means this CIDR range can be anywhere and everywhere, okay? Do you want to give you a description? No problem, go ahead, but it is optional, and save rules. When you save rules, all things being equal, if you now browse for your web server, it should be reachable. But this is the landing page for Apache 2. It says that you can replace this file if you go to this place on your server. So why don't we go to this place now and let's replace this file. So I'm going to copy this. Then we come to our Ubuntu. Then I'm going to clear screen. And then I'm going to paste that. I haven't pasted that. Let's just say CD first. So if I'm seeding, I will not get to HTML index. I'll stop at HTML because this is the last one is a file. You can't seed into a file. You can only cut or VI a file. If I list, there is index.html. But if you are editing, if you go to this place on Amazon Linux, the index.html file there is not created. You'll be the one to create it yourself. So let's go there from here, and so you can see CD, clear screen, list. This one here, you see, I created it on this day at this time while I was taking the US and the Indian class together. Okay. So if you go to your own now, tell me if you find index.html file there for Amazon Linux, not for Debian. Okay, if it's for Debian, you will find it there because all those things we saw on Debian landing page, sorry, Ubuntu landing page, they are all inside here. Okay, so you can go to your own server and confirm. So I want to edit this file now. So I'll run sudo vi. Why am I running sudo with my vi? This file is owned by root. Okay. So for a file that is owned by root, look at the permission. What permission do you think that Ubuntu have over this file? What permission do you think Ubuntu have over this file? Thank you. Read only. So if I edit the file without using sudo, do you think, Gideon's, it is not read and write, it is read only. Okay, because Ubuntu, as far as index.html file is concerned, Ubuntu belongs to others. The owner of this file is root. The group members of root have access, they have read only. Others have read only. So as far as this file is concerned, Ubuntu here belongs to others. Okay. So if I want to be able to write into this file, then I must either switch to root because it's the right permission, or I go give write and read permission to others. Okay, but don't be quick to do that. Okay. Don't be quick to do that. All right, so sudo vi index.html. So everything you see here, this is the backend file that made all of this look beautiful this way. Okay, I can delete all, insert, and I'll run 1000. Okay, I want to delete all. I won't do that in insert mode. I'll do that in escape mode. Okay, I ran 1000D, which is to delete the first 1000 lines. Okay, it has done that for us. Then I can now put our own stuff here. So let's do something like this. For those who know how to write HTML, go ahead. But for those who don't know how to, you might want to join us. Title, mobile, close it. All right. So let's say header or head. Welcome to mobile page. All right. If you are seeing this, you have successfully arrived at mobile technologies page. Can we close it? No, that's not so close. Here's our, this should be paragraph. Pardon me. This should be paragraph. Okay, it's gonna be H, so we'll go change that. Do we have software developers in the house? Hello, guys, can you hear me? Okay, what is wrong with my... Whoa, what happened? I don't know. All right, let's go again. Sudo vi, no. We are in the wrong directory. So what do? We escape this directory. Column quit bank. So let's go to the right directory. Here, yep. And sudo vi says it is a read only. Okay. About list. Okay, same, we have a swap file which it was editing for us before the network timed us out. Okay, let's just leave that. Okay, let's just edit anyway. All right. Then I'll say 1000 delete, since it did not save our last edit for us. Okay, again, insert now, remove everything in this place. Okay. So what do we do? Can we quickly repeat that? Let's give it title. No, it cannot be in uppercase, please. All right. What do we call our tab title? Moban. Okay. Can we give it a head or a header? Welcome to title page. Then you close that. And then let's give it the first paragraph. We can say P1 or just P. If you are seeing this, welcome to Linux BootCamp. Let's close it. Okay, so all right, when we're done, right click bang. Okay, so you can start with the HTML tag for documentation purpose, just to tell whoever is seeing that, okay, this is an HTML script. All right, but it is not it's not going to mess up your work. All right, so look at it. All that we have there, this is what we've turned it into. This is what we've turned everything. We deleted all that is inside, and then we turned it into this. Okay, now it is not compulsory that you know how to write HTML. Okay, language, you can just delete everything and just put a simple line to test if your web server is reachable or not. All right, so we've seen how to install, we've seen how to check if a package is existing or not. Okay, what if you want to remove a service? So if we come here, can we clear screen? All right, because we timed out, the alias command for clear screen also is gone because this is a new session. That's why our clear CL is no longer working in this place. So we know there is dpkg switch L unzip. I did not grep. We know there is unzip here. What if I want to remove unzip? What would the command look like? Who is removing unzip for us? Who is removing? Where are my Linux ninjas? Remove switch R on zip. Again, you have truly missed some classes. Okay, so that command is for removing a file or a directory, but this is an installation. Unzip is an installation, is a service. Okay, apt remove unzip. Okay, Do you think ordinary apt will remove unzip? Yes, you are right. That's a command, but do you think a regular user will be able to remove unzip? Beautiful. Okay. If it were to be in a script, is that command complete? If it were to be in a script, is that command complete? Sudo apt remove unzip. Thank you. Sudo apt remove unzip. So let's go. Sudo apt remove unzip switch y. And that's it. It is gone. Okay. Now, if you grep for it, do you think it's gone or not? It is RCII. What does that mean? Where are my ninjas? This class is too cold today. What's happening? Anyway, let us move on. So today, I think we should look at a bit of networking. There are some networking files. Putting the switch Y after unzip makes it look like it is the one that carries the flag. Oh, like this. Okay, so you can put it before actually. I mean, just put it where you will not forget. That's the important thing, okay? Put it where you will not forget. Favor, I'm giving you that as an assignment. Quickly Google it and get back to me. That is what I'm asking my ninjas and the Sims. They are leaving me to my bad attitude in class today. Whatever I've done, forgive me. Let's do this together. All right. So we're going to be looking at how to SSH into a server from another server. Anyone heard of Bastion hosts before? Let me introduce us to something different. All right, so Bastion host in Azure, oh, beautiful. So what does Bastion host do for us? If I have servers that are in the private domain, I have servers in the private domain. Because these servers are private, they do not, because they are private, not only that, because we as the server admin or the cloud administrator want this server to be private, we did not allow this server to have public IP address. You will agree with me that instead of giving you my house address and say, please do not find me, do not come to my home. We have dogs, we have very wild cats, okay? I can save myself the stress by not giving you my house address. So if a server does not have a public IP address, automatically it is unreachable on the internet. No one can reach it. All right. So there are facilities within the cloud network that you want them to remain private. For instance, your database server should be as private as the word private. It should never be accessible on the internet. Imagine you have a fintech app, okay? And this fintech app has at its back end a database server that is helping you with what? OLTP, online transactional processing, real-time OLTP, okay? And you have different rules that is reading and writing into this database. Maybe this is a MySQL or PostgreSQL or Oracle database. They are reading to it real time. You should not allow the public have access to it. So instead of giving this database server a public IP address, you disable it. You would not give it an elastic IP address, neither will it even have a dynamic public IP address. Then you still need to access the back end of this server so that you can do 1 or 2 installations. Now that is where the Bastion host server comes in. It's a special server that is in the public domain, which is used to access servers that are in the that are private. Okay. So what happens is on this server, even if you enable HTTPD or HTTP or HTTPS, there is no public IP address. You still cannot reach it. Okay. So with its internal IP address, if it were to be on cloud, with its private IP address, I can SSH from this Bastion host into this server using its private IP address. Okay, so what I'll do is the security group around here, let's call it Bastion security group. And there is the security group around here, let's call it private security group. This private security group will allow SSH traffic that is coming from only the security group, not from anywhere like we did the other time. Okay, only from the security group. In that situation, you can now use this SSH command we are about to learn next to secure shell into the backend of this server and begin to do all kinds of manipulation you want to do. But because we are not in AWS class right now, we'll use the 2 servers we have currently, one as the host and the other as the destination server. All right. Favor, thank you for that. All right. So I was expecting the ninjas to help us with that. Okay, but thank you. So you now know when you see RC and when you see II. Okay. So even though I run the package switch L with II, sorry, the package switch L for a particular service, and I saw it as RC, means that it is in remove state. All right. MJ Femi, it seems like you want to choke us with this question. Is that your plan? Femi, is that your plan? Talk to me. What is the difference between Tomcat, Apache, and Apache 2? One is a web server, while the other is an application server. Okay, Tomcat Apache is an application server. It is for applications that you want to turn to a web application, while one is a web server. Okay, I'm sure your next question will now be, what is a web server? What's an application server? Again, just as I referred, but Apache 2 does that. What do you mean Apache 2 does that? Apache 2 is a web server. Tomcat is an application server. That's what I'm trying to tell you. All right. Okay. So let's get into class now. Let's go and see how we can appropriate SSH. Clear. Okay, let's go to our home directory. CD, this as well, CD. All right, so Debian is going to be our host. RPM is going to be our destination. Okay, so the first thing you do on Debian is the server you are trying to SSH into, you must have the key file of that server on your own server. Again, I think I might have to use the whiteboard here so we can drive that home. Okay, so let me clear. Do I need to clear? So this is our host. This is our destination server. I hope you forgive my writing. This server here has key file that is protecting access to it. The key file of this server will be available on the host server. But to ensure that it is only one user here that can use that key file, we will change the modification of the key file to let it be only the owner of the server, sorry, only the user who owns the key file here can read into that key file. So that members of any group cannot even see it, neither can other users see it. And what that means is, if other users sign in into our server, they cannot use the key file we have here to what? To SSH into the backend of our private instances and begin to wreak havoc. Okay, so let's go do that in practical terms. This is 100% hands-on. We are not here to read literature. So now I have used the same key pair for both servers, but please, I'm telling you, it is the key pair of the, in case you need to do this in production environment, it is the key private key file of the destination server that you will create on the host server. So it's just like I'm giving you the password so that when you get to my box and it's asking you for my password, you will know what to tell them. Okay, I'm giving you a pass key so that when you get to the entrance of the estate, you know what to tell them there. If what you tell them is not validate what they have, they bounce you or they report you to the security, whatever, and they do whatever they like with you. So here, I'm going to create, what's the name of the key file on my host or my destination server? If you do not remember, you come here. Let me quickly show you. In this case, RPM is my destination server. This is the server I want to SSH into. Okay, so click on RPM. Even though I said I've used the same key file for both, but let me still show you. Details, look at it. Class 3-KP, but put the extension .pem. So let's go and do that. VI, already have that. Class 3 -kp.spam. Now you will go to that key file since the destination host sent it to you. You go to that key file and open it and copy all the content. This is my own here. When you are creating your own, you are able to download it, didn't you? Okay. This is my own here. Open with a notepad. You will see all of this inside. Okay, so copy, come here, insert, and paste. When you're done pasting, escape, right, quit, and bank. If I list, do you see the key file? And do you see the command that is out? So what permission do you think members of Ubuntu group have over that key file? What permission do you think members of the Ubuntu group have over the key file? Read and write. Daniel, you're welcome to class. It's good to see you. The members of the key file has read and write permission. What permission do you think the owner have over that file? Right, so let's change it to make it that only the owner can read. The owner can read and others cannot even see it. What would the permission, what would the command look like? Right. 700, 400, 644, a lot of things here. So it's going to be 400, exactly 400. So we say sudo change modification 400, the name of the key file. So if I list it, can you see? So no other person can use this file behind Ubuntu except root. You know, anyone that have access to the root command can command anything, can even bounce out Ubuntu itself. All right. So with this now, what else do we need? I need the user on this server that I want to access. And I also need either the public IP address or the private IP address of the server too. So the command becomes something like, let's clear screen. Okay, we have something like SSH switch I or flag I, the name of that command. Okay. Then the name of the user on that server, EC2 user or any other user that you want to SSH into at the IP address of that server, the public IP address of the server. This is let's go. I know this is it, but if you look at it here as well, then I'll come here and I'll paste. If I tap enter, it will ask me, am I sure I want to SSH? I'll tell it, yes, I am sure. And that's it. I have SSH'd into the back end of my destination server. So if I list now, you see everything I have in that server, I can see from here. If I list everything here, is what you are seeing here. If I go ahead to remove a directory, let us remove Amol. These are my Indian friends and American friends who just finished class. No, that's a directory, right? So it should be remove dir. dir amol. You want us to pull out Sime? I'm not there. Okay. And if you go to the real machine and we list, amol is gone. Okay. Then you now ask me, what's the essence of what we are doing? Let's say Farouk is the server administrator in Cairo, Egypt. Why Usman is the server administrator in Tunisia? Usman is so confident to talk about how well the server and everything is going well during the meeting early in the day. And Farouk is wondering, wow, God is smiling on Usman. And after the meeting, Farouk FaceTimed Usman. Hey, we work for the same company, we run the same application, we run the same cloud system. Why are we having problems with our own server? So, well, try this, try that. Oh, I've done all of that. What do you think I can do? If you're gonna give me access, I can SSH into your server without having to travel from Tunisia to Egypt. From Usman's office, SSH into Farouk's server, right? And then fix the problem, even move files. And that's it. That's the power of SSH, secure shell. That's one way to do it. Now, what if you want to make it a bit permanent? What if you want to make it a bit permanent? You don't want to be sending key file every time you need to SSH. You want to make the two servers to recognize one another. Okay, you want Debian server to know RPM as a known host, and you also want Debian to know also want to know RPM to know Debian as a known host. Then there's another approach. But in this approach, to avoid users messing up with your system, then you must password the users that are going to be SSHing into each other's server. So right now, can we put a password on EC2? Who is going to help us? Please give me a moment, guys. Let me drink water. I'll be back, please. If we can get the private key, I guess it is possible to SSH into a virtual machine. Yes, but you cannot SSH into a server that is not live. Okay, you must have host or publish the server. This SSH is possible over the internet. I hope I answered that question. Okay, so let's put password on here. We run this, then you enable the passphrase. Oh, really? SSH is doing me proud here. SSH config file. However, that your path is not correct. Okay, but let's just follow the class here. Okay, have we resumed recording? Oh, yes. So let's put password on this. We run sudo password, sudo password EC2 user. Okay. I think there's already a password on this. Okay. I'm using an English word, no problem. So you need to authenticate this password. To authenticate the password means that whoever needs to access EC2 user on this server must provide the password we have given. So let's authenticate password. How do we authenticate password? We go to this directory, etc ssh, and there's a file we're going to edit, sshd_config. So let's do that. Sudo vi. Why are we using sudo? You will notice that that file is owned by root, okay, and is only allowing the root to have access to the file. Not even members of the root group, not even others can even go near the file. So we have to use sudo vi sshd underscore configuration config. Okay, then you insert. Yeah, D means daemon, you're right. Okay. Okay, this file does not look the file I'm looking for. Let me exit. Not saving, quit bank. Okay. SSH underscore config. Boom. Hold on. No, this isn't it. So let me just run through. No, this is not it. It should be sshd underscore config, yeah? So let's escape here without saving. cd okay. Where are we? SSH, this file. So let's go here. cd ssh. Beautiful. And let me clear cl. Let's list. Look at the file here, sshd underscore config. So we run that. We edit that rather. Sudo via sshd underscore config. Yep. So this is the file we need to come and allow. Okay, look at where we are coming. Password authentication is already saying yes because I have changed it. Remember I said I was coming from the Indian class to on this free training as well. So I've used this for them. However, in your own, what you will find there is no. Come and change it to yes. Before you can do that, you have to go to the insert mode, change it to yes. Okay, but if you are running Amazon Linux 2, this is Amazon Linux 3, you are likely going to see something like this. So that you're likely going to see something like this. And then you have this. It is commented out. Is anybody on Amazon Linux 2? Go to this file and tell us how your own is there. Now, in scripting or in coding, when you see hashtag like this, alone, standing alone, it is used to comment out. So whatever you see after here is a comment. It will not honor it as a syntax or as a command. So this password authentication yes is a comment. This password authentication no is the real command or the real syntax. So if I want to set the password authentication to yes, I either come here and change this to yes, okay, or I come here and I comment this one out and I release this one as a syntax. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. And when we're done, get out of the escape mode and run right quit bank, save it. Okay, when you have done that for a daemon service, what do? You restart. So you run sudo systemctl restart sshd. When you do that, go to the other server and do the same thing. So put, okay, whatever we want to do here, I hope you know we'll be doing it inside the server we SSH'd into. So let us exit this server. So we run exit. We've closed the connection, so we are back to our Ubuntu. All right, so let's put password on Ubuntu now. Sudo password Ubuntu. Then all right. When you've done this, you go to that place, sudo vi root etc sshd underscore config. Okay, then you insert. This time around, you come to password. This one is saying no. I come and change it to what? Yes. After I've changed it to yes, I will escape. That's all we need to do in this place. Escape the insert mode. Right quit bang. Then you restart the service. Sudo systemctl restart sshd. Okay. Now that we've done that, let's treat this one, use this one as our, let's use this one as our host server now. The first thing we want to do is we want to create the RSA key file. Okay. So we run the command ssh key generator, you put it together. Please run this command as a regular user. Do not use sudo, do not switch to root. And why should you do that? If you have plans to take this server into automation, okay, where you will not be hard coding your root password into your automation file or your automation script, maybe Jenkins file, then do this as a regular user. Because if you do this as root, when you tap enter, see where it wants to save that key pair for you. If it is saving the key pair in the home directory of this user, then it is always accessible, even when you are using this key pair in automation environments. But if you run this command with sudo, it means it's going to be saving the key pair for you in the root home directory. Therefore, anytime you need to access it, you must provide root credentials. And that is not what you do when you are automating. Okay, so You might not understand fully now, but just know this. Create that key file as a regular user. So let's return as a regular user. We're not using sudo. Create the key file. Do you want to save in this place? Yes. Tap, enter. Do you want to overwrite it? Why not? Yes. Okay, empty for the paraphrase. Yes. Enter same phrase again. Since we didn't enter any phrase at the beginning, go ahead. Now that we have generated the key file, we will now send the public key file to our destination server. Okay, so how do we send the public key file to our destination server? How do you send your public key file to your destination server? You run the command SSH, copy ID, the user on that file, Ubuntu at the IP address of the user on that file. What's the IP address of Ubuntu? Let's go copy it. This. Come here, paste. Okay, this should be copy hyphen ID. It says, are we sure? Yes, we are sure. Then it will demand for the password of Ubuntu on that server. Okay, when you do that, you can now run this simple command. If it accepts your password, you can now run this simple command of SSH. And boom, we are inside. We are inside our Ubuntu. So whatever you do now, you are doing it inside your Ubuntu. Okay. So with this, anytime we exit, we can run SSH command as many times as possible, do whatever we need to do, exit again. You do not need to be using the credential of the key pair anytime you want to come in. Okay. And that's not the only reason or the only advantage of this. Have I closed? Yes. I can copy a file from here to Debian using secure copy. Okay. The same copy command, but this time around, it's going to be secure copy. So you use secure copy, SCP, when you need to copy files over the internet, over the server rather. That means it is not intra-server, it is inter-server. So can I list what is here? Now let's go to our home directory. Okay, how about we copy, what file is there? Class 3 kp.spam. What if we copy it to the Ubuntu server? What's the command going to look like? Let's try it. SCP, the name of the file you want to copy, class 3 kp.spam. All right. The user on the destination server, Ubuntu at the destination server now. Where is it? Is it still this Ubuntu? Yes. So we copy this and then we'll paste without putting any space, you run colon, the part on the destination server where you want to put it. So I'll say root home Ubuntu. If I want to put it in Ubuntu, I'll leave it this way. But let's come here and list. Let's say I want to put it in, where's the directory? Can we quickly make a directory here? Let's call the directory Usman and list. So if I want to put it in Usman, I'll just go one step further here, Usman. Okay. But if there is no Usman in this Ubuntu here, and I put Usman here, with what we've learned in copy command, what do you think will happen? Right now, there is Usman directory inside this Ubuntu directory. Ubuntu is the home directory of this user. Okay. So we are saying copy this file over this server to this place. Okay. Now, if it gets to Ubuntu directory and it does not find Usman there as a directory, what will it do? It will not create it. It won't create it. What will it do? That's not what we learned. No, it won't create directory. There is no copy command that creates directory class. There's no copy command that, no, it won't say no file directory. Do you want to flip your note and check? Beautiful. It's a duplicate. It's to go there and rename your class 3-kp file. It will call it Usman when it gets there. That's what it will do. If it gets to Ubuntu and does not find any file or any folder bearing Usman, then it will place this key file inside this Ubuntu and call it Usman. It will rename it. Okay. It will rename it and call it Usman. All right. That's what it will do. But if it finds Usman here as a directory, then it will copy this file inside Usman. What if it finds Usman here as a file? What will it do? What will it do? It will overwrite it. So what we have copied, it will overwrite it. What we've copied here as what? 100%. So let's go to this place and let's cd into Usman and let's list. Can you see? We have our class 3-kp file in this place. Okay. We have our class 3-kp file in that place. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of class. To the person that wants us to run bash scripts, can we quickly do that? Can we quickly do that in the few minutes that we have? So the first thing you do is create, let's say, femi.sh. Always give your script file.sh so it can be identifiable from among all the files you have on your Linux machine. You insert. If you need to, before you begin writing your command, you must use the keyword shebang bin bash. Okay, when you do that, the next thing you see, begin to put your command. So let's make a directory and call directory train1. Then let's cd into the directory. Let's cd into train1. Okay, and then let's echo we have successfully completed Linux training for West Africa enthusiasts. Okay, why don't we put that into COC, certificate of completion? What does it want to do? When you're done, cd, go back to the home directory, and let's say sudo yum. It's going to be yum. It's going to be sudo apt install what? Let's install unzip, or let's install nettools. Nettools is one of the networking tools. Switch Y. But before that, tell us what you are doing. So let's say echo task 0 install network tools. So all of this command, pay attention. Let's see how it's gonna pan out. Shebang bin bash, make a directory, call it tree1, change it to the directory, echo this to the directory. When you are done, leave the directory, cd, then echo this task 0 install network tools, go ahead and install this. So when we are done, you run the command, you save, write quit bang. Okay, if we list permi.sh is not executable, what those guys were telling me when we were trying to start our tomcat.sh. So what do? Let's make femi.sh executable. What was the command? Chmod what? Chmod what? Beautiful, U plus X. I like you, Henry. Thank you. So what if you don't want to use U plus X? Let's use number. For those giving us U plus X, you are right. Let's use number now. Let's use number. It is not 700. It's not 700. 700 will crash the rest of the team out. It's just, it is not 77 either. 77 will make the file porous. Anybody will be able to execute it. You just want to make the user only to be able to read or execute. The rest should remain as it is. What would that be? 764. Okay, let's try that. 764 femi.sh. If I list, can you see? So it is that it is. We only make femi executable, the other command remain as it is. So when we are done, we can now run the command bash femi.sh. Boom. Did it work? Let's confirm. It was very quick to install to execute the first set of command. What were those commands? Create a directory, call the directory what did we call the directory? Train1. Okay, then write something into echo, print something into train1 and call the file COC, and then I said that echo task 0 install networking tools. Okay, remember echo in Linux is to print, so you printed it, okay, and then executed what is inside. We have this. So we know that network tools has been installed. We also know that if I list, I have train 1. If I cd into train 1, I have COC file inside. And if I cut COC file, I have what we printed. So you have just done a simple automation. When do you automate? You automate when a task is repetitive. You automate when you are sure of what you are doing. You automate when you are building a complex system. All right. Thank you, everyone. We have come to the end of class. The class recording will be available any moment from now.